Are they finally admitting it? What the fuck is this? 1/3 of US video game industry workers were laid off. Didn't I want to watch a video about that? Don't I have that in my watch later?
Growing up, I was taught that if you can't say anything nice, it is better to say nothing at all, which can be great advice. But unfortunately, when it comes to business, not speaking up can cost you money. A lot of money. Last week, the GDC State of the Game Industry report dropped, which is basically a giant anonymous survey where devs, artists, programmers, producers, and executives all over get to share how things are actually going behind the scenes. This year, over 20.
Oh boy. That must have been apocalyptic. Oh.
2,300 people responded, with the majority of those responses coming from Western devs, mainly in California. And after reading the report,
Oh yeah, they are fucked. They are completely fucked.
Genuinely could not tell whether it was a survey or a cry for help. So today we are looking at a few titles coming down the pipeline, who is actually making our games, where all the money is going, and the ever-growing gap between the studios making these games and the players they are supposedly making them for. Do you ever see something and just go, huh? Because that was me this past week when I saw Jeff Keighley upload yet another cursed trailer, this time for Horizon Hunter's Gathering. And hear me out, this is coming.
We watched that thing. It's bad. It's really bad. They do have 2 decently attractive women in it, but the rest of this is just bad.
From someone who enjoyed the first Horizon, and I liked Aloy, but I ask this genuinely, who is out there right now pounding the table going, I need more Horizon? At this point, I am convinced that there is an exec at PlayStation who is weirdly...
By the way, Horizon never was an actual big franchise. It's kind of a mid-tier franchise with high-value production games, but it's actually not really that great. At least as far as I know.
Obsessed with this franchise and character, and their work profile picture is Aloy. They named their firstborn child Aloy, and the entire office is full of Aloy pictures. The character, not their firstborn child, and they have been the one is solely responsible.
That is actually really weird. Why would you do that? I would rather have pictures of my child than a character. That's disgusting. Oh, I bet they are bad parents. I bet. You can't tell me you are like that and you are a good parent.
Responsible for pitching every single Horizon spinoff, which seemed to all get greenlit, by the way. Now, to be totally fair, I thought the gameplay looked okay. I like the Monster Hunter type games, but unfortunately, I am way too much of an incel to be the target audience for this one, because what is this? Like, genuinely.
Exactly. And here, by the way, this character decently attractive, this character decently attractive. Why are they decently attractive? They aren't fat chicks. They are slim chicks. Now, this fat character, very ugly, also has 1 fake leg. This character looks like, what the fuck is going on? He looks like he's at a punk rock concert. This looks like, I don't know, something really weird. And this guy looks like, I don't know. I called my video about this game Concord Redneck Edition. And I think that fits very well.
What am I looking at? Gorilla. Had you guys just been normal and given me normal, fun characters to choose from, I might have tried this, but I cannot get behind the designs for this game. Who is spending cosmetics money to dress this character up?
No one.
Honestly, it is so bad. It is almost to the point where I think there is some type of...
There may be a couple of fat, of black guys that like fat white women. Maybe.
A big inside bet at Sony, and you are all trying to out-Concord one another. And if you don't believe me, look no further than the 2 other live service games being published by Sony. Starting with Fair Games, do you remember when this trailer dropped?
Wait. Sony is about to publish free live service games. Guys, do we think that there are enough people for 3 more live service games made by Sony? At this point, I absolutely believe that the live service area of games is completely oversaturated. Completely oversaturated. There aren't enough players for these games left for them making more and more games.
Dropped a live service heist game where you play as Reddit mod Robin Hood, who is stealing from corrupt billionaires to stick it to capitalism.
Shut up. And not her. She's fine. But the game concept. And also, why does this look so shit? The only color here is the smoke. Everything else looks like it's just brown. That's shit.
The game got a lot of backlash and has been pretty quiet ever since. And who can forget Marathon? Bungie and Sony, who acquired them for $3.7 billion, are betting everything on a live
Huge mistake.
service extraction shooter. At this point, I genuinely think they know. They have to know. They have seen their fallen comrades, but they are just so deep that stopping would be worse than finishing. We may be witnessing the sunken cost fallacy in real time, but maybe you're ignoring all of that and you are just looking for the next big single player adventure from a Sony darling like...
Are they making any single player games anymore? But by the way, back in the day, I think it was last year that it was said that at some point, Sony had 6 live service games in development. 6. 3 are about to be released, it seems like. And some others were already shut down or something like that. Or came out and were shut down, you know. So Sony at this point probably spent a couple of $1 billion on live service games. And they didn't make any money out of that. Nothing. I mean, the worst thing they had was Concord. Literally Concord. Massive flop.
Naughty Dog. Well, don't forget, Intergalactic and our favorite bald protagonist is still on the horizon. The last time we heard about this game was that it was Naughty Dog's biggest, most expensive title yet, and this past December, the dev team was forced to crunch for an internal demo, which... how did that even go? Did they finally decide to scrap this game? One can only hope. And I have...
Wait. Are you telling me that they basically didn't have a playable version of the game? For how long are they working on the game? And they haven't had anything playable there? And that's just internally, right? So, did they even do any work on the game? Oh my god, they didn't do any work on the game. They just said they would, and they just didn't. Oh my god. Oh yeah, this is... how much you wanna bet Naughty Dog is... this game either gonna be shut down, or it releases, but in both cases, Naughty Dog will be just shut down. And that wouldn't even be surprising to me at all.
To ask, who keeps telling Western AAA, notably Sony in these examples, that this is what we want? Who is sitting in these rooms when this stuff gets pitched and is going...
Marketing people. Marketing people. That's who.
Yes, the people actually are begging for this. Is anyone pushing back? Are they pushing back and getting ignored? Because from the outside, it genuinely looks like nobody at these companies wants to or is allowed to say, hey, I don't know, maybe not this one, but hold that thought. because we are coming back to it. So, a bit of a confession. I always have these big, grand goals of meal prep at the start of the year, but end up being historically pretty terrible at it, which has only gotten harder this year since getting a brand new puppy, which is where Factor comes in and takes the hard part out of eating well. The meals are fresh, never frozen, so do be sure to pop them in your fridge as soon as you get them, and they are ready in just 2 minutes. I really enjoyed the items that I tried. I won't lie though, I am a bit of a sucker for egg bites, so I will be a little bit biased in saying that the breakfast options were probably my favorite. But if you like a lot of variety in your meals, they have got over 100 options that rotate weekly, and everything is made without refined seed oils or artificial
I hope
junk.
you're hungry.
Most meals have over 30 grams of protein too, which if you are looking to stay consistent with fitness stuff, that makes a huge difference. If you're interested in checking them out, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BackgroundNPCFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code BackgroundNPCFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. The offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but those games have not even come out yet. Maybe they will surprise us. And you know what? That is fair. I can't.
It is fair. It actually is fair. Just wait and see. You know, that's fair. But we also know who's behind those games. And that's the worrying thing.
And still give them the benefit of the doubt, but you know who we can't give the benefit of the doubt to. The games that have already came out over the last few years. That beautiful slideshow you are witnessing, just those games combined, you are probably looking at north of 1.5 billion in development and marketing.
Remember,
you are probably looking at north of 1.
The first ever quadruple A game. Oh wait, let's Skull and Bones. Let's look it up. Skull and Bones, quadruple A Ubisoft game. Maximum. Oh wait, maximum player base peak 1.5 years ago, 2,615. 24-hour peak, 464. I think they spent 100 mil on this game. Wait, they developed this game for 10 years and started developing the game several times. So it's most likely more like 200 mil. 10 years development and at least $100 million. 464 concurrent players. They went up to 2K here. I think there was a big update. That's what I would expect. But yeah, this is so much for that.
0.5 billion in development and marketing, all for games that I.
Oh, Suicide Squad. How does this game do? Oh, look. Peak 13K. 24-hour peak 115. Oh, isn't this juicy?
Either flopped, were delisted.
Dragon Age the Veilguard. Dragon Age the Veilguard. Maximum. Oh. I mean, sure, it's not a live service game, but still. It came out on November 1st, and this was 25th of November. Oh, Jesus, yeah, this is so dead.
Or were DOA.
Oh, Assassin's Creed, yes. Assassin's Creed Shadows, let's see, came out on March 2025, almost a year. 46,000 players, absolute peak, and last 24 hours. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but let's see what Assassin's Creed Shadows is on the current player numbers. On the same level as a 6-year-old game. Oh boy. And an Assassin's Creed from 6 years ago has the same player numbers as Assassin's Creed from last year. Oh, the older one actually has 400 players more. Oh, this is, man, Ubisoft, there's a reason why Ubisoft is shutting everything down.
$1.5 billion.
Ooh, Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws. Oh. Oh. 3.3k maximum players. And 24-hour peak is 1,000. Wow. I wonder how much money they burned with this one. I mean, production-wise, this also might have been 100 mil. And they made, what? 10 mil, maybe? No, well, maybe they made 10 mil. Maybe.
Gone. That is very
I don't even look that thing up.
real budgets, real studios, and real
Banishers? I never heard of that game. Banishers, Ghosts of Eden. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Who made this shit game? The developer, Don't Not. Publisher, Focus Entertainment. Let's look these people up. What games did they make? Nothing I have ever heard of. What the fuck? Man, this is so bad.
people's jobs, which brings us to the question
Oh, Jesus.
that we have been building to. If billions are being burned and entire pipelines look like this, what's actually happening to the people making these games? This is
They hopefully lose their jobs.
where the GDC report comes in. Quick aside and bit of NPC lore for you. I actually went to GDC last year for work, and I need you to know that I saw Ben Starr perform Raphael's Ballad from Baldur's Gate 3 live on stage, and it was a top 5 life moment for me. Anyway, here is what the report says. 1 in 3 US game developers have been laid off over the past 2 years, tens of thousands of jobs gone, and nearly half still cannot find work. And it is not just
Okay, have you been laid off in the past 24 months? Yes. Also, yes. 28% have been laid off. That's bad. Should be more.
people who were laid off this past year, but even people who lost their jobs over a year ago. 2/3 of AAA studios conducted layoffs in the past year alone, and 74% of students studying game development are scared to even enter the industry. One student in the industry literally just wrote, "There aren't any jobs, everyone's getting fired, it's effed." Yikes. The reasons companies
You can just develop your own indie games and work a different job. I mean, if you can program, you can work as a programmer for some company. It's not hard to get a job there. Programmers are always wanted.
gave restructuring, budget cuts,
Top reasons for layoffs. AAA, company restructuring after project failed. Project cancelled because it sucks. Strategic direction change because the project sucks. AA, budget cuts. Company restructuring. Market conditions, yeah. Indie, market conditions and budget cuts. Company restructuring. Yeah.
Market conditions, but when the survey asked workers what they think is really going on, the top answers were more like mismanagement and greed. The report literally
I can totally see that, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just like with Highguard. The people on top were so arrogant that they weren't listening to the developers that said, we need a beta test. We need to bring people in and test that shit. And the higher up said, no. We are the creators of Titanfall and Apex Legends. We know best. Yeah.
frames it as companies call it restructuring, workers blame mismanagement. And I won't deny that there are real structural problems and probably a good bit of mismanagement happening. But we just watched that montage together. We saw the $1 billion+ disappear. We just looked at Sony's pipeline. At some point, we have to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, studios are struggling because gamers have decided their products are not worth their money.
Yeah.
The games that they are releasing are just plain bad. Now, the report also covers who is actually making these games, and the workforce is shifting pretty quickly. We see that 64% is made up of men, which is down over 10% from previous years.
Oh, I wonder why. But listen to the, just look at this. 64% man, 24% woman, 8% non-binary, 3% prefer not to disclose, 1% additional gender category, identity not listed. Great. So 8, 11, 12% of the Western developers are mentally ill. Yeah, not surprising. Yeah, absolutely not. That explains a lot. And then you have them together with this one overpowering these people to make, you know, characters look ugly. And making, well, just look at World of Warcraft. The people in charge of World of Warcraft now saying that they wish they didn't call it Warcraft. Which isn't surprising because Modern WoW literally got Disney-fied. There is a new book, World of Warcraft book, World of Warcraft book new releases. Where is this? Where we go back? We go for Amazon. Not this. Dismiss. There was a book. It's not here. But there was a book where there were, I think, 6 authors or something like that. I don't know what book it was. Might have been a coloring book or something like that. And the cover literally looked like it's coming directly out of Disney. That's the difference. That's what's happening. And I totally forgot what I wanted to say about this. Jesus, I'm old. I got sidetracked again.
while women continue to increase year over year. LGBT representation is at 28%, jumping to 46% for devs under the age of 24, which, for reference, is 2 to 3 times the national average. The report itself says that they have changed the survey methodology though, so year-over-year comparisons aren't completely reliable, but the direction is pretty clear. What is super crazy though is the experience gap. According to the survey, the largest group of devs has 3 to 5 years of experience, and over half of them have less than 10. This means the people who shipped the games we grew up on, they are leaving the field, are getting cut, or are being replaced by people who are still learning. Last year, I actually spoke.
Yeah. The old guard, the guys, the men that know what they are doing and getting fired and being replaced by people that don't know what they are doing, that hate games, that hate gamers, and they hate men. Oh, I wonder why all these games are shit now. I wonder why.
Spoke with a 3D artist who has been in the AAA industry for over 15 years, and he confirmed that this is a real problem. He said when you lose that legacy knowledge, it tends to show up everywhere. Production pipelines get messier, things like optimization start to slip up, basically all of the invisible stuff that you don't notice when it's done right, but then you absolutely noticed when it is not. How many games have launched that just feel unfinished? A lot. And sometimes that is a knowledge.
I mean, to be fair, especially live service games, they are all published unfinished because there is no actual finish. I again go for Arc Raiders. The game is not finished. Of course it's not. It's a live service game. They add new shit to the game over time, over and over and over, which is fine. I mean, that's literally how MMORPGs work. And people loved those games back in the day. Yes, back in the day. Now those games are just called live service games. And that's completely fine. But if you have a single player game and it feels like it's not done, you have a problem. You have a real problem. And the only time a live service game is being bad if it plays like it's unfinished, which Arc Raiders doesn't. And that's the difference when it comes to live service games. When it comes out, does it feel like it's unfinished? If yes, it fails. If not, it has a good chance to succeed, like Arc Raiders.
Knowledge and skill problem, and that gap is only getting wider. He also said that in his experience, people who do push back, people who offer constructive criticism on things like narrative decisions, character designs, asset creation, have actually landed in trouble for it, like HR trouble. Not every.
Yes, because if you criticize someone's work, all of a sudden you don't criticize someone's work, you criticize the person. And you have seen the graph. If you criticize someone that's not a man, let's be honest, if you criticize someone that's not a man, you get in trouble because, oh my god, these people will have special privilege. They are a protected class of people. You are evil. That's how this shit is going. And that's why everything is going to shit. Because of pussies that are in positions and working jobs that they shouldn't be in.
Everywhere and not every studio, but enough that people have learned to kind of just keep their heads down. Do you remember earlier when I asked, is anyone at Sony Studios pushing back? I think the answer at large is no. And if anyone is, they are probably being ignored or silenced. And it is so sad because I know that there are still genuinely talented, passionate.
Now, you could, sorry for that freeze frame, pretty woman, you could solve that problem by having the developers directly being able to contact someone at Sony. That would change things. But that won't be done because, oh, that's out of line. How dare you tell on us? You know? retarded shit. Literally retarded shit.
Passionate people in the industry who are there because they truly love games and love making them for players. But the thing that is so interesting to me is that this survey has pages on demographics and DEI policy changes, pages on AI, pages on monetization models, pages on engines. But I read through the whole thing, and you know what's not in there? Not a single section, not a single question about
Let me guess about the people that play the games. About the customers, about the players. That's probably it.
the players, about the actual customers that this industry serves. There is nothing in the report about what customers are actually wanting, what they are asking for, and what feedback these studios are getting from the people spending money on their games. You have got an industry surveying itself about why everything is falling apart, and there are no questions about the one group of people who can actually fix it. And I don't know, but I think that tells you everything you need to know about where the disconnect is. So 1/3 of devs laid off, billions squandered. The pipeline coming from these large studios is still full of stuff that most people did not ask for. And the biggest industry survey of the year did not think to include a single question about what players actually want and are gravitating towards. This is what happens when nobody in the room says enough is enough, or this isn't good enough. Or when they do, they get ignored, or worse, punished for it. So for Sony, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and every other studio that just hasn't gotten it yet, if you want to start winning again, here is what the GDC survey is not telling you. Stop sitting in your boardrooms trying to squeeze every last cent out of people instead of making something worth buying. Stop hiring consulting firms to tell you what your players want when they are already telling you for free. Stop.
Yes, exactly. That's a big thing. If you are a company and you want to make a product that people want to consume, just ask your customers what they want. Oh my god, this is black magic. Oh my god, how dare I? Telling them to do something that doesn't cost them millions and millions of dollars, but a little bit of time. They literally could just create a multiple choice questionnaire and send them out per email to all the customers, to everyone that has a Sony account thingy. Have it pop up on every PlayStation. Oh yeah, we have a question here about what players actually want. Please consider taking part in this. And if people want to, they can. If they don't, they don't. That's how you get actual data about what your customers want. Not by spending 50 mil on a consultant company that doesn't give a fuck. They will just make some shit up and tell you that doesn't even need to be true, because you pay them anyways. If that's the thing. A consultant company doesn't need to tell you the actual truth, what's needed to be done. It's just enough to tell you something, especially when it comes to, oh, what do the customers want? What should our next games be? They can just make shit up. They can just make shit up and tell you. They are getting paid anyways, no matter if what they are saying is accurate or not. You just pay them anyways. So why would they actually put in any work?
Stop chasing ESG scores and HR diversity checkboxes while your games launch broken and your studios close. Stop blaming gamers for not wanting what you made, and stop punishing the devs who actually care about the craft for decisions that executives made over lunch. Start listening to the people buying your games and start making games for the people who actually play them. Do actual market research on your target audience, because we want to be excited, and we have proven over and over and over again that we will show up for you, but we want to be respected as customers, and we are done subsidizing your bad decisions. The proof is sitting right in front of you.
And the thing is, it's not just us subsidizing bad games by buying good games. It's also that everyone in the fucking country subsidizes this shit with tax money. Remember, Concord got money from the government to be made. They got $400 million from the government to make that game. And then they got apparently, no, another 400 million from Sony or something like that. So the taxpayer paid for fucking Concord. Always remember that there's a massive fraud going on when it comes to governments giving money to gaming companies for developing games.
Arc Raiders, Silksong, Clair Obscure, Space Marine 2, Elden Ring Night Rain, Split Fiction, Dispatch, all successful, all made by people who knew exactly who they were making them for and actually liked them. The audience has never been the problem here. And speaking of people who are actually finally getting it, Overwatch randomly hit my social media for the first time in years this week.
Okay, nice.
Why? Because they kind of admitted that the sequel was a mistake and are doing their biggest content push in forever to try and make up for it.
Wait. That's the biggest content push they... What? I didn't know that. Are you really telling me that this is the biggest thing they did in forever? Really? Why are people putting up with this game aside of hot characters? Why are they allowing Blizzard to treat them like that? Oh my god.
5 new heroes, Hello Kitty costumes for the characters, and this is how I found out that they brought back loot boxes. I'm almost tempted to hop on just to check out that new Mercy Mythic.
Oh yeah, this looks hot. And yes, Mercy is one of my favorite characters in a game. Not that I play the game.
And isn't it funny how that works? Competition is always a good thing. Now, I am not a Blizzard fan, but it is interesting to see how Marvel Rivals just walked in.
Hamana. Yeah, she's super hot. I mean, she is hot too, but she's super hot.
Gave people what they wanted and did not overthink it, and now Blizzard is scrambling to catch up to them. It's almost like the market works and you eventually
yes, of course it works.
And then even just looking at other upcoming releases, Crimson Desert, Tides of Annihilation, RE9, Reanimal, Phantom Blade Zero, the new Divinity game.
To be fair, this looks all cool. All of these things look cool. Wait, do they all come from Asia? I think they all come from Asia, right? Yeah. When I remember correctly, everything here comes from Asia.
The excitement is so genuine for these games. No one has to convince you. Journalists aren't writing exposés on why you should care. And embarrassingly, some of them are actually trying to do the opposite. But for...
Yes, because these games journalists are the same kind of activists that work in the Western game studios that make all these bad games. That's why.
For these games, there is just real organic hype because the audience can clearly see that they are hopefully going to be good, or at least that the devs are genuinely trying. Now, yeah. I will say, even though we just talked about some major misses from the West, there are still some big ones coming up here. Witcher 4, Wolverine,
yeah, The Witcher 4, we will see. Grand Theft Auto 6, I have zero interest in the game. None. I didn't even know this one is in development.
GTA 6, if it finally drops, and kind of my thought on all of them is I'm hopeful, but nervous. I would like to be excited, but we have just been burned so many times at this point. There is a permanent layer of, will this be good? Hanging over everything for me, which is only solidified when I read things like that GDC report. But that is the state of the industry right now. It is clear that the audience is continuing to speak up loudly, repeatedly, and with their wallets. So the only question left is whether or not these studios that have still not been able to get the memo will finally start listening to the players instead of whatever focus group told you that we wanted Horizon Hunters Gathering. If
Yeah.
you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here, and I genuinely would love to know your thoughts on everything. Is there a game that you are super excited for this year?
No. I can't think of any game. Well, new game. Any new game. I am excited about new content for Arc Raiders, new leaks for Path of Exile 1, new leaks for Path of Exile 2. And that's it. That's literally it. And I'm not even kidding.
Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye. Yeah, good video. Very, very good video. Thank you. And now I can watch Alana's video about it. But not now, just, I can watch it because I'm interested in what she's thinking. Most likely the same as I, because they are very aligned.